like many of those who are white and Chinese, I was born white and Chinese. However, I feel like I have neglected the Chinese side of me. I mean, being born in Britain, where there's a lot of white British people, though I do say we are quite a diverse country, there is less Chinese people here than in, let's say, China. But with the rise of like Asian maxing and Chinese maxing, I feel like what better time than today than to start embracing my Chinese side. I am basically a banana in the sense that I'm white on the inside, yellow on the outside, and I just want to not peel back the layers. I want to build up more layers and become more Chinese. We say "xie xie" to the ancestors, and we move forward in a more Chinese way. I'm in a very Chinese part of my life right now. Today I've already done overtime at work, which I think is the most Asian thing you can do. Second thing we're gonna do is take a GCSE maths test to test that maths noggin of mine. Okay, so I found a GCSE maths paper. It is foundation level because I do not think I can do higher level due to my incompetence and lack of brain cells. I did get an 8 in maths. I'll be honest, I did get an 8 in maths, but I was in the COVID years, so technically I didn't even get an 8 in maths. I did not sit the exam. If I did sit the exam, I would have got not an 8 because I don't know. I was I was quite good at maths back then, but now it's a real struggle. It's a real struggle. So this one is an hour and a half. It is currently 10:42. So an hour from then is 11:15. 12:15, I mean. You know what I mean? Hopefully that's not a question on time. I took forever to learn how to tell the time. Anyway, your time starts now. 16 times 3. I can work that one out. 16.
Thinking.
32.
1, 2, 3.
48, baby. 10,000. This is question 1, by the way. 10,000 to the power of 10. Because it can't be 1, because 1 to the power of 10 is still just 1. So 10 to the power of 10 is 10,000. Is it? I don't know. 3/2 is a mixed number. What does that mean? 1.5. Is that what a mixed number is? We're already struggling. I'm on question 4. We're just going to skip that question. We can come back to it. That's the thing. That's the beauty about doing the exams. Is you can always come back to the question. I don't understand this at all. Do you understand? On the grid, draw a shape congruent to... I don't know what congruent means, brother. I don't know what congruent means. Congruent, I feel like that has to mean... In my head, that means opposite. Congruent, or next to, or 60 divided by 5 is 20. Is it? 12, 24, 36, 48. It's 48 miles an hour? Ooh, the only time I've been dealing with coordinates these days is when playing Battleship. 35 divided 7. 6. 5 is 5. So what does that do? I've completed the test. I'm an hour earlier, but I can't be asked to redo it, to go through it again. Not redo it, to go through my answers. So we're just gonna mark it and see what we got and what grade we're getting. So I got 64 out of 80, which is 80% apparently, which is a grade 7. But it was a foundation paper, so I can't get any higher than a grade 5. But we're going to ignore that and say I got a grade 7. I was 5% off a 8, which is what I got. So we're almost at those heights. So I say I'm pretty much as smart as I was when I was 15. If anything, these scores show that I'm less smart because this isn't even the higher paper, and I took the higher paper. So that's always nice to see. But hey, 80%, baby, 80%. No one's perfect. No one's perfect. Okay, so now I'm gonna make for lunch. I'm gonna make some steamed eggs. Steamed eggs is basically eggs that's steamed, and it's like jelly. It's got less like gelatinous, but it's got like a jelly kind of texture, and it is really good. So basically, how you make steamed eggs is, I got my 2 eggs, and you whisk them up, and if you want to, you can put it through like a sieve or strainer to get it so it can have like a more silky texture. It gets rid of like, sometimes you can have like little bits of egg, but given that I do not give a shit, I'm not gonna do that. And it's only me eating, so no one's gonna be judging it. So you whisk this bad boy up, and you get like a cup of water, maybe a bit less, because these are like medium eggs, and it needs to be like warmish water. I normally mix boiling and cold from the tap. Mix that in. Yeah, this is the point where you would strain it. You would get rid of like the bubbles would be gone and everything, but I think this is fine. It's good enough for me. Some people add like stock powder and stuff to it for flavour. Again, I'm not really going to do that because I add a load of gubbins on top of it. But I do add salt. Also, look at these salt and pepper grinders. They sit like this on the table. Does it remind you of anything? Anything come to mind? Pop your eggs in. Get the water in, it's always helpful. Then you let that simmer for like, I don't know, I say 15 minutes, maybe a bit. This one's quite shallow, so maybe a bit less than that. So I might just do 10 and then check in on it, and then we can see how sexy it looks. You also need a lid for it, so that he steams better. Ta-da! And then you use your forceps to get your ball out. I kind of fucked it up a little bit because it's not really, it's like there's a little bit of layer that isn't properly cooked, but it's kind of cooking a lot more on the outside. And I was like, well, I don't really give a shit that it's a bit slimy. If you easily give in to the egg yolk, then this will probably ache you out quite a lot. But here comes the best bit. Even the garnishing. Okay, so we have this Lao Gan Ma, my favourite man in the world, which is the best chili oil I have ever tasted. It's kind of running out, so there's more just the pieces than the actual oil. Slap a bit of that on there, and we have sesame oil. That I have not opened. Soy sauce. And then spring onion.
I
think one thing about Asian maxing is that some people have seen it as like it's a bit racist, but honestly I kind of like it. Like if you're sitting around drinking tea and listening to Chinese music and, you know, embracing the culture, in a way that isn't just like anime bullshit. I think that's kind of nice. Like, I mean, yeah, it could be like not really fetishizing, but a little bit fetishizing and romanticizing a culture. But I see it as more as like celebrating one rather than, you know, the other way around. At least they're not doing yellow face. You know, that could have been one side of Asian maxing. And for someone who hasn't experienced that much racism, you know, the odd, look at your eyes are funny looking. But compared to how other people have experienced it, I think it's quite refreshing to see a different view on, you know, being Chinese and being Asian that isn't derogatory and seems more genuine. I mean, it's a bit like, I think there is a little bit of fun to it, but I think it comes from a nicer place rather than the other place being blatant racism. You want a bite? You want a bite? I would have had this with a bit of rice just to max out the Asianness, but I can't really be bothered to cook any right now. So I might just have a bit of toast because I feel like I need more than just eggs for lunch. And having toast and steamed egg to unite the two cultures in creating the one Asian person. I feel like the only interesting thing about me is that I'm Asian, which is why I will not shut up about it. If this was a truly Chinese meal, I'll be making the most noise physically possible. Slurping, slopping, burping and coughing. That's how you know it's a true family meetup. When everybody is making the most noise possible when eating. I feel like your sounds are a byproduct of using chopsticks as a utensil. Like, you can't really, like, especially with noodles, there's no way you're like chewing that. You can't really wrap a noodle around a chopstick the same way you wrap spaghetti around a fork. You need to make the noise. Old man, take a look at my life. I'm a lot like you. I'm finished. Final Asian thing I'm gonna do is go have a little mooch around. I felt like the whole 10,000 step thing is more of a Japanese thing than a Chinese thing, but they all look the same. So also, I might turn this into one of those little like color hunt thingies, and we're gonna look for yellow because of the obvious. Or we might look for red because red is the lucky color. We could look for both and just go in and look for orange. Yeah, I'm just gonna mooch around, and I will be walking like this.
我们今生注定是沧桑，苦之来